Alright, I'll be honest with you guys, one of my guiltiest pleasures is the Nelk Boys. Everyone my age, you know, the 20-year-old male demographic is all over these guys. Pause. Everyone around my age loves these. It doesn't get better when I say loves these guys. Everyone my age enjoys the Nelk Boys content. There you go. 20-year-old guys, they're rocking the full send shirts. They like the Nelk brand. They're drinking Happy Dads. And I fully get it because I enjoy it too. For all of my weird and niche interests, for all the things that I like that alienate me from people my age, the Nelk Boys is definitely not one of them. I actually like their content. They are not the greatest people, but I don't think that's even something people are arguing. You watch them because they're purely entertaining. It's just absolute buffoonery, it's tomfoolery, it's low IQ garbage that anyone can consume and feel a little good watching it. It's like Impractical Jokers a little bit, but you know, people are gonna hear that and think I'm insulting Impractical Jokers. It's lower brow than Impractical Jokers, but higher brow than Jackass. But anyway, one of the more, I guess, sophisticated things that they produce is the Full Send podcast, where they actually have some high profile guests on to discuss sometimes serious political issues. Like they've had Tucker Carlson on, they've had Trump on, Vivek Ramaswamy, a lot of right-wing political figures and commentators, and they actually get into some complex subjects, but you know, these dickheads aren't having anything intelligent to say about it. It's the guests that are carrying the intellect. But anyway, one of the members of the Nelk Boys that I actually can't stand, and it seems that everybody can't stand, is a guy named Steiny. Now, Steiny is sort of this very high ego, constantly trying to prove himself as better or high status than the other people in the room. He's also just very stupid. He's sort of not fun to listen to speak for longer than 5 seconds. He doesn't have much charisma or entertainment value, especially in compared to the other members of the Nelk Boys. And it's become the case, at least in my theory, that he's on the show at this point, not because he adds anything, but because he's hated so much by the comment section that he has a cheerleader effect on the other members of the Nelk Boys. So they look better because he just looks so bad. And on top of that, you get more hate comments, which I guess maybe boosts their videos in the algorithm. But anyway, I really want to dive into this today with a video, why does everyone hate Steiny, the Nelk Boys?
Few internet personalities are subjected to as much hate as Steiny from the Nelk Boys. In the comment sections of the Full Send podcast, you'll find hundreds, even thousands of comments ripping into him and his whole personality.
It's really hard to like someone or even get a good first impression from someone when they're wearing a chain like that. You know it's bad when that chain is probably real, worth at least 100 grand, but it looks like it was worth 100 pennies from Temu. This photo is the equivalent of when gym girls are taking the mirror pics where they're literally sticking their ass out like a prostitute, but because they're in like gym attire or whatever, they're expecting this plausible deniability for people to, you know, maybe be like, oh no, it's actually a great workout post, we can really see her gains. Like Steiny's doing the male equivalent of this. Like, what am I gonna do, look at this pic and be like, oh, nice shirt, Steiny, did you trim your eyebrows recently? No, all eyes are on the chain.
It's honestly very easy not to like Steiny. I don't understand how they keep him around. Steiny is such an inspiration. He shows you don't need to be smart, funny, or talented to be famous. Honestly, Steiny is the only Nelk guy I don't really fuck with. Only guy who the money and fame changed. You can see viewers really don't hold back with the insults, and sadly for Steiny, he's not treated much better by the people around him. The Nelk Boys are known to poke fun at each other, but with Steiny, it reaches a whole different level. He's the butt of so many jokes and a designated punching bag of the group, with him regularly being disrespected by the boys and even their guests.
And normally I'd feel bad for someone receiving that amount of poor treatment, but when you're Steiny and you provide nothing and you're being cut checks by this multi-deci-million-dollar brand, which is the Nelk Boys and their subsidiaries like Full Send, Happy Dad, etc., and you're doing nothing, you're providing zero value, you can take the heat, okay? Like, he never has a full emotional meltdown over the comments or over people roasting him, but you can tell sometimes it gets under his skin, and you know, you don't even get that amount of sympathy. You're not even allowed to let it get under your skin. When you possess the IQ of a middle schooler, the entertainment value of an infomercial, and the humor of Amy Schumer, you cannot be upset. You're not allowed to be upset. When you're rich and you have those traits, you just can't be upset.
Catching dubs is way better than catching L's.
I don't know, man, because like L's kind of fit you.
You look underage and overage at the same time.
Yo!
I get that.
Two more. One for the big guy because he gets mad. He gets really mad. He's huge.
Yes.
Don't piss him off.
Yeah.
And then the little
Yeah.
guy, he doesn't matter. But hit Kyle up.
Do you pay the girls you're with? I'm just like, I can't believe that they're with you, like, like sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, that is just the worst, bro. When Sky Bree is able to say that to you and Bradley Martin's laughing, holy shit. Sky Bree, a woman who has made a career and a living from providing the most primal service to horny men in the world. And Bradley Martin, who's a roid-raging ape. If these two people are punching, if they're above you, then what are you? Damn, bro, that must fucking suck. If there's two ends to the roasting spectrum, one end being you will never take any amount of disrespect and you'll clap back no matter how mild the roast is, you could probably put like low tier God and like Pat God on that side.
I heard you were 5'1", bro.
I don't know where you got that information from.
And then on the far other side, the ones who just are complete bitch made, sit there and take it, even from people who are so easy to respond to, it's fucking Steiny and Steiny and Steiny. Bradley Martin is physically recoiling from laughter.
But wait, so you don't use electricity or none of that? But how can you drink wine?
Because it's not electricity.
Yeah, I know, but like, no, but I'm
That clip is so funny. He's talking to an Amish person. If you can't drink, if you can't use electricity, then how can you drink wine? Because it's not electricity. Like, it's so dumb. And he's like, guys, what do you mean? It's not really that funny. I asked a valid question. Bro, put your hand down. You're getting laughed at again. You're dumb.
Why is that funny?
People just don't take him seriously, and in large part that's Steiny's own fault. But despite all the hate he gets, the Nelk Boys have kept him around, to the point that now he's become the main host of the Full Send podcast after Kyle. So why is it that people seem to have such a big problem with Steiny, and how has he managed to get so far while being disliked by so many? Usually, when we see a community hating on someone, it's because they've done something particularly horrible. But with Steiny, people just hate on him because of his personality. He's built a reputation for being overly materialistic and having an inflated ego.
And that is so refreshing for once. Like, I'm so sick and tired of everyone having to, like, touch a child for people to draw the line. Like, okay, you know what? I wasn't gonna hate on this guy. I mean, maybe he's just a little annoying, but when he touched the kid, that's when I stand up for what's right. Dude, I'm so glad that we can finally have a guy who's just fucking annoying with a huge following that we can be like, yo, can we all agree this guy sucks? And then everyone's just roasting him. It's actually refreshing because that's kind of what YouTube used to be. It was just a creator with a large following who had no major controversy, like no kid diddling sort of stuff, no crypto rug pulling, scamming sort of stuff. It was just like, this guy's obnoxious. This guy sucks. And it was like people would turn on people if it was unanimously agreed that they were just cringe. Like that was the crime. It was your cringe. And now the goalpost has shifted so far, but this guy, I'm like, it's kind of astounding of all the communities to just hate a guy for being himself. I guess it would be the Nelk Boys fan base, the frat bros who are like, yo, get this shit out of here. I mean, fair enough.
And this doesn't do him any favors. Steiny's known to flex on social media, showing off expensive jewelry, luxury cars, and attractive women. And his wealth and lifestyle are things he always seems to bring up. This type of behavior isn't uncommon in the world of influencers, but the way Steiny goes about it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. He often portrays himself as having more game, money, and status than he actually does. And what makes it worse is that he does this in front of people like Kyle, Steve, and Brad, who all have more of those things than he does.
I pulled a couple of hotties and then
Oh, okay, I got you.
I went to a Komodo with Steve, Selena, and some random, and then I brought my girl.
Your girl.
Like my main.
You have a main?
So what's her name?
This guy. And then
No, what's her name though? Because this is news.
No, but then we went back to the crib like it was a
No, what's
flex,
her-
like,
what's a girl's name?
Yo, you picked me up in the rolls, bro. That was crazy.
Wait, what's the girl's
no,
name?
Steve hooked me up because he picked me up in the rolls, and then I looked like a G. Right?
Is this true? Was he with the girl?
No, it's just fact.
Yeah, I picked him and his girl.
In the rolls, and like she doesn't shut the door immediately, and I'm like, shut the fucking door. Like, I was like,
Look, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was there during this story, but just based on the way Steve's describing it, he seems like he's kind of just going along with Steiny's made-up story. And the fact that Brad asks 3 times what's the girl's name and Steiny's so obviously ignoring it makes me think that this is the imaginary friend, like she goes to another school, bro, sort of thing. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and act like this guy doesn't pull at all, because when you have money, it doesn't really matter who you are or what you look like. Money kind of supersedes everything, to be honest, you know? People say looks are everything. I think money is everything, at least with dating. Like, if you have enough money, you're around the right people, and by the right people, I just mean people who have access to everything. And I think Steiny's just benefited from the just loads of piles of money that he has, and, you know, that's open doors for him in terms of dating and girls. But simply put, I do think he still bullshits, even with all that considered, and I also don't think any of these girls want him for him. And how could they, when you're the guy who's putting himself on social media as just a dude with money, and your main attribute is that you're wealthy? When girls see that, are they looking at you and thinking, wow, wow, this is a really fun guy to be around. He's really funny, charismatic, he's brave, courageous, he's masculine, he's caring. No, they're like, wait a second, a bag is a bag. I gotta get on that.
Him for what he's truly like. In just the past year, Brad's called him out for flexing jewelry that's not his.
You're the guy who takes fucking chains and jewelry from Steve and you pretend like it's yours and you hit on chicks.
Why are you getting so triggered?
You want me to go hard on you?
That is the one cool thing about roid rage, is that when the test is flowing, you're saying some truth, bro. That's the one thing that high testosterone and high alcohol consumption has in common, is it makes you tell the truth. When Brad's roid raging and he has some shit on someone, he's gonna drop it. And I gotta say, that's kind of awesome. But like at the same time, I won't lie to you and act like I'm super shocked, or I guess like super offended or disrespected as a viewer of the Nelk Boys to hear that Steiny is like using his friend's jewelry to pick up chicks. Like, is that really a character assassination? I don't think so. Are we not gonna act like we've never used our friend's cool shit to take a cool photo to maybe get a response from a girl? I've done that shit before. I think everyone's done that. And honestly, like, if you haven't done that, then who are your friends? Like, bro, if I got something cool that my friends want to take a flick with, okay, everybody eats. Killing 3 birds with 1 stone. If I get a nice car, if I get a Cybertruck, everyone's getting a photo with it. Can increase the Tinder swipes? Fuck it, man. I guess the cringe part is that he just won't own it, because I'm sitting here telling you that I've done it, and I think everyone's done it, but he's like, whoa, why are you getting triggered, man? This is top classified secret information. I don't want people to know about this. It's funny because he thinks the people watching will care, so he's getting defensive. It's like, bro, none of the girls that you're trying to fuck are watching this podcast, and they're not gonna hear this and be upset. The only people that hear this are the, teenage to 20-year-old boys watching, and they probably won't care either, so just admit it and roll with it. Like, Brad, quote-unquote, exposing you here isn't even that bad.
Steve's outed him for getting regular Botox.
Wait, Steiny told you about the Botox, right?
Yeah, he told me.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, so Steiny does Botox. And I just find that, like, he's 26. And I just feel like you don't need to do Botox if you're 26 and a dude. I don't know.
And Kyle's made it known just how image obsessed he can really be.
Are y'all taking Steiny with you? Is he gonna go?
He's not going because we wouldn't give him first
Like
class.
class issues, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like $15,000.
I get it. He
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But I get it.
He's a big flexer, that guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
All of this gives off the impression that Steiny is overcompensating for something. And as we'll see later, he isn't nearly as confident or self-assured as he tries to let on. Nelk fans have known Steiny since he was an assistant for Steve Will Do It. Back then, he helped Steve with anything and everything, from producing videos for his YouTube channel to managing his girlfriend's OnlyFans account. He was his right-hand man, and because of that, Steiny got treated to a completely different lifestyle than what he was used to. Steve took him to crazy parties, let him drive his cars, let him wear his watches, you name it. And over time, all of this started going to Steiny's head. Things went south for Steve and Steiny's relationship after Steiny started appearing on the Full Send podcast. Initially, he was just asked to join for an episode or 2, but he did his best to leave a good impression, researching the guests and asking questions.
You guys probably didn't notice this, but I did because I'm the GOAT. This guy's wearing a Fortnite Balenciaga hoodie, which is just, that's the most sucker purchase you could possibly get. Like, designer brands know that they can just do anything with their brand, and like Steiny will buy it because it's a status symbol, even if it looks terrible. Who's buying a Fortnite Balenciaga shirt, bro? Like, I get it maybe ironically, but he's seriously wearing this. I mean, this is the same guy who's wearing the giant Cuban link that's iced out and doesn't find it like a little bit silly. Like, he's trying to get bitches with it. Every year, designer brands release either shoes that are dirty on purpose because that's what modern fashion, I guess, wants, or jeans with more holes in it than a Swiss cheese. Objectively terrible looking pieces, but they slap a big price tag on it, and then these actual like Steiny buy it. He's like a perfect example of the ideal demographic that Gucci wants to market to. People with no taste and way too much money who are solely interested in throwing the money away for compliments from either girls or guys with equally as poor taste as them.
Overall, the reception he got was really positive, with viewers feeling like he added a lot to the dynamic. The boys liked him as well, and eventually Steiny was faced with the decision to go all in on the pod or keep working for Steve. It wasn't an easy choice to make for him, but in the end, he decided to become a permanent host of the podcast. This caused a rift in Steve and Steiny's relationship, with Steve feeling like Steiny betrayed him after he gave him everything.